All right, we're here at the Pizza Expo. This is Alan White from Sofia's Pizzeria in San Antonio, Texas. Buddy, how are you?
I'm doing great. Different show this year, but good turnout.
How many expos have you been to?
This is number 6.
6.
Yes.
Obviously, other than masks and attendance numbers, what's different this year?
The biggest thing I've noticed is plant-based booths.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but I mean, I know it's trending, but I guess I just haven't gotten into that market yet.
So nothing plant-based in your shop yet?
No.
Do you think people would care?
I don't know. You know, we were just over there with the guys from Fontanini, and I told him I've never had a customer ask about it, but he pointed out where you've never advertised it either. So, you know, it's a good point. I mean, I don't know. I know Austin is up the street from us, and Austin's a different demographic, and it's trending very big up there, and there's a big marketing push in that area. So I don't know if it's something that would fly in our area. You never know until you try sometimes.
Well, I know you. Most other people that are listening, watching this don't. But I know that you have a system where if you wanted to do that, you would know how to market it. So
yes,
you would have that figured out.
Yes, I would.
Is it something you are going to consider? Are you going to look at doing maybe a plant-based pepperoni
so
or something?
One of the things we do is our email marketing, and we usually do like a pizza of the month or something of the month, pepperoni roll, whatever you want to call it. And it's something that I could try and put out there.
Yeah, do an LTO on it and see what happens, right?
Because when you work with the brokers, I mean, to be honest with you, if I try it, they're going to bring me a 25-pound case or a 10-pound, however it's sold, and here. So I'm not really losing out of it. I might pick up a demographic that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something that's definitely worth considering and worth trying.
The average LTO is worth an 18 to 20% lift in your business. I know all the stats.
Well, I know you do. Well, we're here in the marquee booth, and I know he does a lot of social media stuff for you, right? I mean, is this stuff for him that you manage as far as like what Marquee does, or is he a customer of Marquee?
I'm a customer of Marquee also.
Are you? Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it's so important. So when you looked at his business, when you guys started talking, did you see discrepancies where phone numbers weren't right? Things weren't right?
Well, he was using so there are a number of other companies that do what Marquee does,
okay.
And he was using one of the other ones. And I was able to find where it wasn't working.
Gotcha.
And Alan was like, well, I'm paying for this. I want a thing that works. And I was like, I know another company that works.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about your staff at your store, and you said you've got a good group, and everyone else is having staffing issues. Are you feeling that at all, or is it just you've got pretty lucky?
I've been pretty lucky. I think also, you know, we're known in our community for the culture we have in the store.
Yeah.
I mean, customers come in sometimes just to interact with us.
Yeah.
So I think that helps when we do need to look for employees in the community.
Yeah.
They know, hey, I like that place, you know.
Yeah.
Other than the food, they seem to always be having a good time.
How did you develop that culture? Like, how was that something like on purpose, or is that just the way you treat people? And
No. So at the beginning of the pandemic, how I met Rev was through Donald.
Yep.
Right.
Donald Burns.
Through Donald Burns.
Coach.
Yeah.
And when I started working with Donald, that was one of his big things, other than processes in the restaurant and marketing, is, hey, what's the culture in your store? You know,
Right.
what do you do for your people?
Yeah.
And that's what I really focused on a lot. I was really focused on our product, our service, and the community.
Right.
Our big thing is to be involved in our community.
Yeah.
And we do that through a program called Pies for Kids that we have in the store. But it also, working with Donald, helped me realize that the culture in the store is very important.
It's awesome.
And that's one of the big things for us.
That's awesome. How did you do during COVID? Did you adapt and do a lot more carry out, curbside, delivery? What did you do?
I think we were pretty well set up for COVID because we already had delivery and carry out in place, although we had a small dining area also. But it's just, COVID just helped that explode for us, to be honest with you.
Right.
Without being arrogant, we did really, really good during COVID.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had to add a second oven to the store, and it it's been very good for us.
Yeah.
What I think is a more fun story than what happened to Alan's business in COVID is what happened to Alan's business during the brownout when San Antonio lost power.
Yeah, so when San Antonio lost
Gas
power,
oven.
gas oven, right?
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching,
So
cha-ching.
gas oven, and when the power was out in our store, which was only half of a day, we were still taking orders and cooking in the dark,
Right.
semi-dark,
Cooking my candlelight.
and writing people's credit card numbers down and running them later.
Right.
And they didn't have a problem with it. But when the other Domino's and other chains started running out of food and closing,
Right.
our vendor wasn't delivering, but went and put new tires on my wife's car, and I was running back and forth to the distributor in the snow.
Nice.
And we stayed open, and it was just crazy. We were the only restaurant open in the community, and it was crazy. 3-hour wait for pizza,
Wow.
but I had a team meeting, and one of the questions somebody asked me something during a team meeting, and I asked my team, why do you think we're open right now? And the first answer was so you can make more money. I was like, no, that's not the right answer.
Yeah.
That's the last thing we're open. We're open for the community because they can't cook at home. Water was off for a while too. A lot of people have electric appliances at home. I said they're coming here getting food from us because they can't cook at home.
Yeah.
The grocery stores are out of all sorts of stuff. That's why we're open.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the dollar at that point.
Yeah. I think sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in your community is for them to realize and know that you're locally owned and you're community involved. You do those two things and people get it, I think it just takes your restaurant to another level.
Yeah, the support you get from it, is tremendous. And it also helps when you do have that one little hiccup on a night and maybe their pizza was overcooked, they're not so quick to drop you because
they're forgiving.
Of what we do in the community, So it helps out in many, many ways.
I wanted to ask you this because you said this is your 6th Pizza Expo. And maybe over the a course of like 8-9 years, something like
about that. Yeah.
What's changed from Expo 1 to Expo 6?
Technology for one.
Yeah.
Technology, like I said, 8 years ago, there was no plant-based items.
Right.
So maybe some of the different options. But, a lot of the big distributors, the big food manufacturers are still here. They just have newer items.
Yeah.
But I would say the two biggest things are technology and things that are new to the market, like plant-based foods.
Yeah. What do you do? What do you do to get better personally, like to manage your? Are you a reader? Are you study stuff to just be a better owner? What do you do for that personally?
So I have a personal coach also.
Do you?
And I do a lot of John Maxwell leadership
Yeah, love John.
podcasts and books and things of that nature, and take that one step further. As a matter of fact, I'm having one this Saturday where we have personal development meetings or seminar, I guess, within the store.
Yeah.
They're strictly voluntary for the employees if they want to come.
Oh wow.
But they've learned that it helps them out, so I get a pretty big turnout for it.
That's awesome.
With the employees, and we'll cover something that I learned in one of the podcasts or something that I learned from somewhere, or because a lot of them are younger kids. A few months ago I had a financial advisor that's a friend of mine come in and talk to them about the importance of their credit score.
Yeah.
Building a retirement plan now. So things like that, and I think that is huge for the employees.
Well,
and they see that.
that right there explains to me a lot about culture because nobody's doing that.
Yeah, I was like, where were you when I was 16?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love hearing that. I think it's like I said, nobody's doing that.
Well, I look at it
it's
like
incredible.
When I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, my dad never told me anything about, hey, watch your credit score.
Right.
And, it took me, of course I screwed it up,
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize, oh, this is important.
Yeah.
That's
incredible. I love that.
And now if you can do something for these kids or even some of the 30-year-olds that work in my store,
Right.
it's huge, and I'll just go on to, because of the culture, because of working with Donald, and realizing I need to do stuff with my employees. Back in April, I asked my management staff, which is 3, what I could do for them, and it was, to them it was health insurance.
Yeah.
So, I looked at it and was like, oh, the cost. But in June, we started with health insurance for the 3 of them. But I told them, we're going to start with it. I think you're familiar with this story, but you all have to use it. So you're all going to get physicals. And I'll make this real short. 3 weeks after his physical, not even 3 weeks, 2 weeks after his physical, my general manager underwent a triple heart bypass.
Because that was found out from the physical?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he had a family vacation planned to Disney World. Doctors told him, if you'd have gone to Disney World, you wouldn't be here.
I mean, you legitimately saved somebody's life.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just things that happen that make you appreciate.
This is for me. No, this is very sincere. This is gonna be the best probably conversation I have all week, because I love that. You just don't see that stuff in restaurants. And I don't know how busy you're. I don't know if you're 2 million, 1 million, 500. I don't know what you do, but nobody's doing that stuff. I love it. Hats off to you. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think more operators need to realize that, and it helps with. I guarantee you, it helps me with my recruiting, because I don't have problems finding people, because my people talk about what we do.
You're pouring into them. They're going to pour back into you. I love it. That's awesome. It's good stuff. So we don't want to keep you all day. I know you're a Perfect Crust customer.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for that. We appreciate that. I know he appreciates you. He talks about you all the time. But this is great. Like I said, this is going to be, I already know it's my best conversation of the week. Because I got goosebumps when you're talking about it, because you can look around this expo and there's thousands and thousands of people here, and they're not doing that. And that's why you don't have staffing issues. And that's why you talked about the culture in your business. And it starts with you and you pouring into them. I love it. My hat's off to you.
I appreciate
it's good
it.
stuff.
I appreciate it.
Alan,
Thank you for
so much
everything you do for us as well.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.